hone in on my weight journey. My weight goal was to get to 185. So I'm like literally right there. Clothes, bro, them just falling off. I just feel like a lot more free. Like my next step is to just start like bulking up. I dropped the weight, so now it's time to like actually keep going.
Each time I feel like I grow to a new level, I feel like, okay, I need to create on a new level. The content I was doing before was cool, but now people have like this higher expectation from my brand, because it's like, oh, this looks like it's a luxury brand. So I feel like my content should be like elevating as my page elevates.
When I was trying to find somewhere to move, I remember I was looking for the big stuff, the city view. I wanted the floor to ceiling windows, all of that. And also my dad was also in my ear telling me like, this is your first apartment, you don't have to do all of the extra stuff. And then I was just like, that's so true. Yeah. Not saying I won't get it in the future, but for my first apartment, you know, let me learn how to pay my bills, let me learn how to take care of this stuff, so that way when I get there, everything's Gucci, you know?
For sure. Hey, what's good, y'all? Welcome to Painz podcast, where we talk about business and the life of a young adult. Let's get it. It's your boy Travion.
And it's your girl Yanni.
Hey, y'all, it's Jada.
It's childish Jada right now.
You ever think of something funny? What happened?
What?
What happened? You ever think of something funny and then you can't stop thinking about it?
Jada.
Y'all gonna see later.
Anyways, how we doing?
Doing good.
Doing good, doing great. Okay, so
how are y'all emotionally?
Oh, we don't got time for that.
Emotionally.
It's like, get to the point. All that beating around the bush. Not right now. Oh. All right, so today we are talking about quiet on set. What y'all think of it? Or actually, for the people who haven't watched, let's go over what Quiet on Set is. So Quiet on Set is the dark side of kids TV. It's a docuseries that uncovers the toxic culture behind some of the most iconic children's shows. When I say iconic, I mean took over my whole childhood. The iconic children's shows of the late 1990s and early 2000s. So when we talk about all that, we talk about iCarly.
You
when
never
we talk
seen
about
an episode of all that.
Yes, I have. Don't the song be like, this is all that. You don't know what that is? Oh, you are uncultured. But yeah, so it's a show from the late 90s. I mean, it's about children's shows in the late 90s and early 2000s. So they talk about all that. They talk about iCarly, Sam and Cat, Victorious.
Drake
what's some other shows? Drake and Josh.
I know. Zoe 101.
Yeah, Zoe 101. So they start off the episode showing all of the good side of Nickelodeon, like all of the happy times, what, you know, the childhood experience was in Nickelodeon. Like the main focus with Nickelodeon and them having Dan Schneider as a writer and producer, they had all of that showing the good parts, but then it got very, very dark.
Is Dan white or black? Is Dan white?
He's white. He's a big, like, white guy.
I don't know if he was white or black.
Yeah, he's
Whack
white.
or black?
White or black?
But nah, so that, it was just a lot going on in there.
So it's actually crazy because around the time he, so who made the movie? What's his name again?
Quiet on Set?
Yeah.
Who made it?
Yeah, it's one of the actors, right?
Oh, Drake.
Yeah.
He didn't make it.
But
it was like a
his stuff was a big
journalist.
focus.
Yeah.
Though.
There were more so like journalists talking. They did the
Okay.
research and then they brought in the people from Nickelodeon. Like one of the girls from Zoe 101, they brought her in. They
Britney
brought
Spears'
in,
sister.
No. She was. They had her like in the picture. See, this is why you should have watched it. But they had. I have to find the exact girl name because she did a video. She's done multiple videos on Dan Schneider so far, and you know she's just done a lot. She was the blonde, the girl with the brown hair. She was in love with boys on Zoe 101. You know what I'm talking about?
I'm trying to think.
Yeah, I have to find it real quick. But
you said the girl with blonde hair?
No, she had brown hair, dark brown hair. Yeah, so with her, she just had like a lot of moments. Here's her name, Alexa Nicholas. Y'all seen her before?
Let me see.
She was on Zoe 101.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Her?
Yeah. No. That's Victoria.
The other one.
her.
The nerdy girl.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
She wasn't nerdy. She was the girl who liked all the boys.
Oh, her with the curly hair.
I literally just showed you. Let me show you.
Oh.
It's her right here. This is Alexa.
Okay. I didn't watch the show.
Her name was Nicole on Zoe 101.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so she's been doing a lot of advocating for all of the people who haven't spoken out and different things like that. She's done a lot of videos on just like her experience on Nickelodeon. She shared how she always felt like left out on Zoe 101, like they always outcasted her or, you know, left her in the dark about what was going on. What else did she mention? She mentioned how she had like a lot of experience of like not feeling support from the rest of the cast members and just like being just the outcast of everything. She spoke up about like what she's seen on set and stuff like that. But as for the actual documentary, they showed Drake. They were showing like how there was this guy named Brian, I believe that's his name, and he was like the pickle boy, and he was on set. It was like watching he was the pickle boy. So he just had in the episodes on All That, I believe it was it was All That. On All That, he would hold these like this plate of pickles, and it would be just like a pile of pickles, and like they showed him like putting it through the hole of a door. And
in
like
the episode,
yes, in one of the episodes they show him like putting it through the hole of a door, giving it to somebody, and they're like eating the pickle, and the pickle is like imitating like a wee wee
penis.
Yeah, a penis.
Yeah.
Like, and so it was just very, very creepy. They showed like how one of the kids, he was getting his mom, she was noticing, she was a black mom, she was noticing like all of the weird stuff that was going on, and she noticed that like some ain't right, like, you know, and they basically kicked him off the show because his mom was catching on too much. And they had two pedophiles like on cast on set. One of the cast members, I wish I knew their exact names. I should have wrote them down. But one of the cast members, or one of the people that like managed the kids and brought them on set and stuff, he basically like, it was so disgusting. One of the moms, she was a white mom, and she had her daughter that was like 7 or 9 years old, and she trusted him, and he asked for the kids' emails one day, and he was emailing her daughter back and forth, and next thing you know, he emailed like a picture of like his penis to a 7-year-old girl, and like the mom didn't speak out about it, and she just didn't want to speak out because everybody felt as though like, I don't want to ruin this opportunity for my kids. So it's like, what do you do? In my opinion,
you don't need to be that thirsty for opportunity. If a grown man is sending your 7-year-old a picture of his penis, why would you even want them in that environment?
Yeah,
exposing them to all that perversion.
So she removed her, but she didn't report it to the police. And it was like, okay, you removed her, but you didn't report it to the police. So now it's
like protecting.
Yeah, it's like you're protecting him, and now that leads for him to do other stuff with other people. So then there was another case that he had where basically.
And who is this?
I wish I knew his name.
Not Dan Schneider.
It's not Dan. It's like some of the people that was on cast. Real quick. If you're not subscribed to the channel, what are you doing? Tap in,
twin. Take a 5-second break and go subscribe.
Exactly. We got so much on our channel, y'all. We got vlogs, we got challenges, we got silent library, we got everything. So what are you doing? Go subscribe right now.
What are you doing?
Go subscribe. Go stand on business.
Stand on business, yeah.
Let's get back into the episode.
So Brian was the black kid's mom. Tracy Brown, that was Brian's mom, and he was the one that got kicked off of All That because his mom was catching on. Then there was like some journalists. Dang, I wish I had all of their names. But we're just gonna let it flow. So yeah, like there were journalists on there. They were sharing like how Kat, she was like watching back at Victorious, it was like, dang, it kind of makes sense because she was like in the room like pouring water on. Kat is Ariana Grande, so she was in the room. Yeah, she was.
Oh, I'm thinking of the other girl,
with the blonde hair.
No, I'm thinking of the emo girl. But Kat was it?
Emo girl from what?
From Victorious.
Oh, okay.
That's Jade.
Okay. Yeah, that's Jade.
Kat is red.
Yeah, redhead. Yeah, so that's Ariana Grande. So they were showing her, and she's like squeezing a potato and like.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
You know, like it was like weird and like pouring the water on herself like upside down.
Yeah.
And she's like, oh, like somebody feed me, and it's like very weird.
And also, I seen a video of somebody talking about an episode on Victorious where they were all locked in a room, and Jade was like, you don't eat meat, or it was something like that. And then that's when Kat was like, no, I do. Like basically, what it's supposed to represent is being a virgin. But Jade was saying in a way of like, you don't eat meat. Like that's how they said it in the episode, but that's what it was representing, being a virgin. And also I heard that like Victorious, when they filmed for Victorious, they used to be drunk 99% of the times. What? Like even there's some behind the scene footage of Jay like showing her cup, saying it's like saying something, but yeah.
Wow, I didn't know that part. But yeah, so the guy who like sexually assaulted Drake was Brian Peck. So he was the guy who was holding the pickles and stuff. And yeah, Drake's dad caught on as well. Like Drake's dad realized like, yo, like he's too like touchy with my son. And I think one of the previous cast members from Boy Meets World or whatever that show was, about that show?
I remember that
show.
Yeah,
they were saying that one of the guys from there, he would be like very touchy with him. So when Drake's dad addressed like somebody from the team on set about it, they were like, oh, you're probably like what is the word, homophobic. They're like, you're probably homophobic because he asked them like, yo, like what's up with Brian and stuff like that. And they were like, oh, he's just very flamboyant and feminine and like he's gay. And they were like, you're probably just being homophobic. But it's like, no, you're touching my child in a way that's like not okay. Like he said that his like Drake would try to put his shirt on and Brian's trying to help him, and it's like, what are you doing? And no offense to anybody's sexuality, but at the same time it's like, okay, just know your place. Like that's not your son. I don't care
what you are, don't touch my child.
Don't touch my child. I'm sorry, I get very defensive about kids for real. Because like, and
even I heard that like Dan Schneider used to have a thing for feet too. Like he used to always.
Then also the Amanda show, they were saying like Brian, which is one of the cast members from All That, as they were transitioning into the new show, which was the Amanda show, Amanda would be offset a lot. Like they'll be doing homework and Amanda would be gone with like Dan Schneider. And it's like, what was going on over there? Why are you? Yeah. They were claiming that she was like in the room writing with him and stuff like that. But it's like, it was very, very suspicious. Like a lot of suspicious stuff going on. And the other guy that sent the news to the 7-year-old, he also was caught in another allegation, or not allegation. He was caught in another situation where basically he was with like another teen, another young girl. He was in a room with her by herself and he kissed her in her mouth. And it was like, I don't know,
was this Dan Schneider?
No, this is not Dan Schneider. This is people from the cast members. So one of the cast, he was the person like handling all of the kids and stuff. And he was the person that they trusted to be around them and stuff like that.
That is crazy.
And he kissed the little girl in her mouth, and
And I heard that what's her name? Isn't that Kat from iCarly? The blonde hair girl. Sam, thank you. Oh. Yeah, it was Sam. I heard that in a video they were saying how Sam would say like Sam said like they basically tried to get the cast drunk, and they used to be like, the Victorious kids, like they be having fun, they be drinking and woo. But Sam was saying how like I'm too young, wooty woo. And it's just.
And what I seen on TikTok? So Spencer, that was like iCarly's like brother
Yeah.
on the show. He was the oldest cast member out of everybody on the show, and people were saying like that's probably like he would say little slick stuff that was like giving hints as to something is going on. Like he would say like, oh, like maybe you could let us off set, Dan, or like stuff like that, or you know, be protective of the kids. And they were just saying like, you know, he probably was only there and stayed there through those circumstances just to protect like the cast of iCarly, like Miranda Cosgrove, Jeanette McCurdy, and all of that stuff. And
Fred
Jeanette McCurdy
Benson.
is Sam.
Yeah.
Yeah, Fred Benson. I don't think that's his real name. But like, yeah, like all of those kids, he was kind of like the person that protected them on set. And so it's just like, I don't know. Like, what do you do in that moment where your career is on the rise, but then you also play a part in all of this? Because literally everybody was scared to speak up. Even they had two female writers who was on the same payroll. Like they were splitting one bill. Like they were getting paid and they were splitting one check.
Oh,
Amongst
splitting
each
one
other.
salary.
Yeah, one salary amongst each other.
That's
That's
crazy.
Yeah, and they were writing like doing different things. Dan had asked one of the writers if I forget exactly what it was, but basically they had to eat or drink something and like drink a lot of or eat a lot of it, and he said that he would pay them like $300 or something, and he never paid it, but he would always do these bets with them like, oh, if you do this, I'll pay you this extra onto your bill. Onto your salary, and he just never did it. So it's like, what do you do in that moment? Like, do you walk away or do you just...
Well, with children, it's really hard to say, oh, walk away. They're children. They only know so much. They've only been around for however many years.
Mm-hmm.
It's really a lot of the control is in the adults' hands at that point. So it's just like, as a parent, what do you do? Like, you shouldn't just be letting your kid go places. And because I heard one thing where it was like parents weren't allowed on set anymore.
Yeah, they weren't.
Like stuff like that, you should think like, oh no, this is a minor. Like I'm not letting my kid do that.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't really think it was much for the kids to do because it's easy to manipulate a kid to think like, oh, I have to do this or something like that. But a parent should definitely be like on the look and be like, let me make sure I'm making sure my child is safe.
Mm-hmm.
Period, point blank.
Yeah, and I don't know, the parents, I could see it on both ends because, like, for example, the black mom, Tracy, her son, Brian, he got kicked off the show just because she was asking too many questions. And, like, she seen what was going on, but she didn't, at the same time, she wasn't trying to put her son's career in jeopardy. But it's like, do I speak up on my, like, what's going on if I see something going on with my child, or do I just roll with the punches? And so,
what God do you serve?
Yeah, and so
are
like,
you basing off why are you putting your child's career in the hands of other people?
Yeah,
that does not matter. It's your child. You're like, what you allowing them to go into that situation is literally gonna affect them, add trauma to them, shape them.
Yeah,
and so it's just like, bruh, speak up because that's your child.
Yeah.
And it doesn't matter if they're trying to blackball you or nothing. Like, no man can keep from you what God has for you. Mm-hmm. So none of them people must have had any faith in God to think
clearly
like,
not, because all of them was scared.
Exactly. To think like, oh, well, I got to protect my child's career. It's just like, what?
Yeah.
They're freaking 7, 8 years old. If this doesn't work out, just let them go be a regular child so they don't have to go through that trauma. And they could try and be an actor again when they're an adult.
For sure. And like Brian, I like Tracy and Brian because like they were both very like hands-on. Like they were both very vocal about what they experienced. And this is the black kid with a black mom. And so Brian, he was saying like, there was just certain things that wasn't right. Like they had to do something on all that where they had to do like these challenges, like Fear Factor. And basically it was some kind of animal that was licking chocolate off of them. And he was saying like, I don't like this. And he literally said it in the episode. and they just ignored it. And then Dan, like, through the interview and stuff, first of all, I don't know why in the interview he had what is that man name from iCarly, the man who had the bagels, or
oh yeah,
him. He was interviewing him, and it's like, bro, this is a joke. Like, why are you out of all people interviewing him? And just, you could see that it was a lot of like, it was very scripted in the interview. Like, it wasn't sincere when he was apologizing. It wasn't sincere when he was saying like, oh, well, everybody allowed me to do it. Like, Nickelodeon allowed me to write these inappropriate jokes for kids and nobody was saying nothing. But it's like, I don't know, everything was just really questionable. And now it's kind of hard to watch those episodes and like get that memory of your childhood with knowing all of the stuff that they had to sacrifice within it. Even with Brian Peck, who sexually assaulted Drake, he his dad caught on and his mom really like let the ball go, like, because his dad gave up too easily for me. Like, his dad basically told him like, all right, you could go ahead and just take charge of my child, like, because he was living in two different households. And basically Brian had put in Drake's ear like, oh, your dad is taking money from you, all this stuff. And his mom, basically, she lived on another side of town. So that's how he got into Brian's hands, because Brian's lived closer to where they shoot and have different gigs and stuff. And that's where he got molested at, is at his house and stuff. So it was like, it was just so much going on, bro.
that's crazy.
Crazy story, crazy experience. And I feel like, I don't know, children, it's kind of different. Like, I feel like they should have been very hands-on with the children.
I agree.
Yeah, I saw something that said you'll hear a lot of similar stories coming out in the next, like, 20 years or so with all these little children influencers. Like, these really, really young, like, kid influencers. They say you're going to hear the same stories.
Yeah.
The entertainment industry is crazy.
It is. The whole Hollywood.
Nah, for sure. Because it's no different from like what Diddy and all of them is going through. But we don't got to get into that. We can get into that another time.
R. Kelly.
And
Aaliyah.
Yeah.
That's sick.
That's really a sick place, bro.
Sick.
But yeah, Quiet on Set. I don't know. It was, and just like the Ned Declassified, they were laughing at like Drake and his story. It's like a lot of sick stuff going on.
Wow.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Justice to them folks.
But yeah, hopefully them people, they get some healing in like in the whole like industry as a whole. It changes, especially if you're gonna be working with kids. People like our age and older, like we have more say so in things of what we want to step away from or not.
Yeah.
But not children. They're more naive.
Right.
So yeah. That's pretty much it for that part,
Let's
segment.
Get into our quarter 1 goals.
Quarter 1.
Basically, we're going to do like a quarter 1 recap of, first of all, if you haven't seen it, should I pause it and go watch, or finish this video and then go watch?
I think it could be cool for them to go watch.
Okay. Pause this video. Make sure you come back and go watch our other video. What's the episode called again?
Vision to Reality.
Yeah, Vision to Reality, where we set out all our quarter 1 goals. And today, in this episode, we're going to do a recap. So,
for sure.
who wants to go first?
Let go. Oh, let do it. Hey.
Yeah.
Get into it. Okay. We could go over mine because I feel like this was very.
Question.
What?
Do y'all want to do?
Sort of like go around. Yeah, we can.
Okay.
So, my first quarter 1 goal was to find an apartment. And unfortunately, I did not get that done. I won't say I didn't get it done. I felt uneasy about taking the next step in that phase. And I had to like pray about it, get some clarity, and realize like, okay, now isn't the time right now. I need to be a better steward over my finances. I need to take more time and realize that your first apartment is not going to be this glamorous, like first, great apartment that you get. Like, it's not going to be, you're going to have high ceilings and high windows and you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Like,
it doesn't have to be.
It doesn't have to be. Yeah, basically it doesn't have to be. Mm-hmm. Like, that's what I was aiming for, is like a penthouse almost.
Yeah.
And so I just realized like, okay, let's take some time to really figure out like your finances, your taxes, all of that stuff. And then we can go into looking for an apartment. But if you're not being a good steward over your money, if you're not budgeting correctly, you don't want to just go out on a limb, get an apartment, and then now you're struggling to like pay all these bills and stuff. So I won't say your first apartment can't be this luxury place, but I will say that like you do have to budget. You do have to be a good steward. Know like how much is this going to cost you and how much are you able to afford to still live life? Because you don't want to just be tied to paying bills 24/7. And as y'all know, I live with my godparents right now. So really, I'm just at a place where I'm like, take more time. Don't rush it. You already did the big step of moving out here. So as long as you're out here and you're doing what you need to do in order to grow your brand, go to networking events, get your face seen, different things like that, making a name for yourself, that's better than moving to apartment and be struggling on whatever it may be, challenges may come with it. If you don't have the right plan. So that was my first Q1 goal, is to get an apartment. But as of right now, I'm going to take a step back and wait for the right time.
It sounds like you're just getting your foundation straight before you move forward. And honestly, I feel like I experienced the same exact thing. Like, and I didn't even have a place out here. So when I was trying to find somewhere to move, when I was looking for a spot out here in Atlanta, I remember I was looking for the big stuff. Like you said, I wanted the city view. I wanted the floor to ceiling windows. I wanted all of that. And so I remember I was just talking and I just came to, well, Trey was like, why don't you just wait? And then I remember I was just, and also my dad was also in my ear telling me like, this is your first apartment. Like, you don't have to do all of the extra stuff. And then I was just like, that's so true. Because first of all, I was already feeling mad stressed out about it.
Right, yes.
So I'm like, okay, if it's not like, if I'm feeling stressed out about it, the Bible says don't be anxious for nothing, for anything. So I'm like, it's not the right time for that yet. Not saying I won't get it in the future, but for my first apartment, let me learn how to pay my bills. Let me learn how to take care of this stuff. So that way when I get there, everything's Gucci,
For sure. And the crazy thing is, the same thing you said like about your dad and like even me myself, like I said it and didn't take my own advice.
Yeah.
It was like my mom, she was like, you sure you don't want to like do like maybe May or June? I was like, no, it gotta be April 1st. April 1st, I gotta be out of here. Like I gotta be going. And then that's when Jada, she was the one who was like, maybe you should reconsider and slow down. You do not need no high penthouse ceiling apartment because it's
right
like,
now,
right now. You don't need that right now. Like, she was like, just take your time and think. And, it's a lot that comes with your first apartment. And then I had that same confirmation with another person right after her call. And I was praying about it that same week. So I'm like, all right, there's the answer right there. Slow down. So, that was my first Q1 goal, is find an apartment. It did not happen.
No, I feel that. I'll say one of my first Q1 goals was I put get my systems together and then also get my systems together and get help. I put that all as one goal. So like having an assistant, my first employee, and then also like interns and stuff like that. So I will say I did start getting my systems together, but recently I realized there is so much more that I need to get together. So I feel like I did things like, these are all the contracts that I'll send. This is how my processes will work with my clients. This is how my processes will work for fulfilling orders. And I wrote it all out. Like I made it make sense. But I think the hard part was like putting it into action. But I did get my first employee. Okay. I got an assistant. Yeah. I know I talked about there was supposed to be a lady, an investor actually helping me pay for it, but I've been paying her out of pocket because I'm not working with that lady anymore. But that's been cool. Definitely takes some stress off as far as her just getting things done for me. I've been working with my seamstress more, so having her do like majority of my sewing. So that's been helpful as well. And I had an intern help one time. I kind of had just been nervous about starting that, but I do have a bunch of people that's interested in interning for me. But excuse me. But I do have a bunch of people that have been interested in interning for me. It's just been that has been a slow process, but I do want to bring on an intern or a few interns as well. But yeah, so I did end up doing that first goal, kind of, sort of, like 65%. You know,
that's still a big step. Hiring somebody, that's a big step.
Right.
So congratulations.
Congratulations.
Gracias. Hey y'all, what's up? I know you're enjoying the episode, but real quick, we wanted to take a second to talk to y'all.
Hey, pull out your phones right now and text the word GP Crew to the number down below. Let's get it.
Go do that right now. You're going to get updates about new drops, events, and so much more.
And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Now let me get back behind the camera. Let's get it.
One of my goals was to finish my flows for my website, my welcome flow, my abandoned cart flow, and my abandoned checkout flow. And I finally did it. The thing is, I've been meaning to do this for the longest too. And when I was working on it, I'm like, bro, this is so easy. I was sitting on this for so long for no reason. At first I was using Klaviyo, but then I was on this person's live and he was just talking about like how he doesn't use Klaviyo no more. He uses Shopify emails. So I actually did transition to Shopify emails. That's a tip to any clothing brand. Klaviyo be taxing, okay? They're really good, but they charge so much. So I recommend using Shopify emails. That's who I use now. And I still set up my flows and my automations and stuff like that. I need to get in the routine of sending emails out every month, like campaigns. But yeah, so I did finish that. And now I need to work on driving more traffic to my website because since I had to restock, I stopped like promoting the shirts as much. So I want to see how well the flows work because it's like since I can't, which is a good problem of me trying to hold inventory for a long time because they sell out. It's like I don't really know if the flows convert because it's like as soon as I drop, they sell out in 2 weeks. So it's like now the flows are there, which people are getting through the flows, but I don't know if they convert because there's nothing for them to buy. So eventually, hopefully one day this year, I can just be able to buy a whole bunch of inventory. So that way I can see how the flows work. But
definitely.
That's good.
Thank y'all.
There you go. Come on, flows. Okay, so my next one this is a good one that I exceptionally have done, which was to hone in on my weight journey. So cut out like sweets, all of that stuff. And my weight goal was to get to 185, and I am now going back and forth because I just looked at the scale today. I'm going back and forth between like 189 and 195. So I'm like literally right there. And I realized to not focus so much on like the scale, but focus on like how much you've like slimmed down, stuff like that. Like I literally like clothes, bro, them just falling off.
Period.
And even like I just feel like a lot more free, like without all that like excessive like weight and stuff. So like I really reached that goal and I'm really like grateful for it. And now my next step is to just start like bulking up, like having muscles and stuff like that. Protein, all of that. Like I dropped the weight, so now it's time to like actually keep going. And I'm glad that this is the longest I've ever done like consistently work out on my own and hold myself accountable to like, you got to go to the gym. You got to do this. You got to do that. Cut out the sweets and stuff. So I'm grateful. So yeah, that's what I got.
Bro, I was looking at an old video of us. It was when we took a video with Tez when we were recording like a promo video. And you were wearing like a green like tracksuit. And I was like, Trey lost a lot of weight.
No, for real.
Bro. That was literally just last January.
Year,
and you locked in, so that's really good.
No, not January.
Oh no, it was like March, April.
Yeah, like March, April. Yeah.
But like what I realized during that time, I already was like dropping weight and I didn't notice until people started saying it. So I was like, let me pick it up while I'm already like in the motion of dropping weight. So I was like, all right, let me do it. And I did it.
That's really good, bro.
Nah, yeah.
Zell helped me with the getting down closer to that number because I started cutting out like all the fast foods and stuff. So that really helped changing up my diet.
My next goal that I put was I wanted to test out different manufacturers, and I did not do that, which I'm like disappointed in, because I had the money to test out manufacturers, but I didn't put money towards that. So it's just like, girl, like, what were you doing? Like, that was a big part of your goals. Like, if you're saying that, oh, you want to start being able to do like, 100 pants a month, or 150 pants a month, you can't do that with just you and your seamstress. You need a manufacturer. So it's like, I'm delaying my own progress by not doing that. And so that was my second goal, but I didn't end up doing that.
Yeah.
Well, so everything's a learning lesson. So
For sure.
For sure.
All right. My next goal I had was to add 2 colors to my Walk Wisely with God shirts.
Yes.
I added 1 color, pink, which is really good. But I didn't do another one. Honestly, I didn't even know I said 2. I thought I only said do 1. But I am in the process of adding another color to my next restock. So I'll be like right at the age of quarter 1. Because quarter 2 is just starting, right?
April 1st.
April 1st.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Yes. April 3rd. So, okay. But yeah, so I don't have no excuses. I should have did it, but I didn't.
Yeah, I'm at a phase in life where it's like no excuse for what you did.
I did. I just didn't do it. I should have, but I'm in the process now, so.
For sure.
Yeah.
So my next one was creating an ebook, and I really thought hard on this and like really thought, okay, is how beneficial is this to making it a priority to get done right now? And so like very early on in the first quarter, I was like, maybe I'm gonna hold off on it just a little bit longer because I need to get my foundation right. Once I get my foundation right, then we can focus on expanding and making even more money from different sources of income. So I was like, you're going to take the time out to do an ebook, but like your other focus was like getting an apartment, getting your taxes done, stuff like that. So I'm like, okay, hold off on the ebook, focus on one of the next goals that I had, and then come back to that. So once I get the foundation more stable, then I can focus on the ebook. So that was my goal for that, and I missed it.
Okay.
I feel that. Okay, my next one was, this wasn't necessarily a goal, but it was something I mentioned that I wanted to do that I feel like I kind of jumped on prematurely. But I had said I wanted to create a small collection to go with the jeans. So I did do that. I'm wearing one of the pieces right here.
Very nice.
Got my jumpsuit on or whatever. But that necessarily was not like a goal that I listed. I was just like, well, I want to do that at some point this year. But the actual goal that I have next, I said I wanted to implement my new content ideas. And so this, I'm like, I really did not do this how I wanted to. So I wanted to start doing like, I think editorial content, but a big thing was like my styling series with my Jayo jeans. And I did not do that. Well, okay, I did one video for my new series. And I honestly stopped posting content of my jeans like that for real for like 2 months. Oop, hiccup in a burp. But
You're ugly.
I stopped excuse me. I stopped posting content for like 2 months because I was just so focused on like, dang, I'm not doing the content that I want, or I don't have everything to do the type of content that I want. Yeah. And so I just kept pushing it back, or unintentionally just not creating content at all. But I'm trying to this week get back into my Get Ready With Me's, like my brand story videos, my draping videos, everything that was working. Honestly, I had stopped doing, but that kind of goes back to systems. Like I have to have like more structure in my days, in my week. So it's like I need Mondays or Tuesdays, either Monday, Tuesdays, Wednesday is kind of pushing it. Those need to be dedicated for content, because typically if I get last minute orders, they come in on Wednesdays or Thursdays. So I would always say, oh, this weekend or Friday or Saturday, I'm going to shoot content. And that's what I noticed I was doing. But then all the like last minute orders will come in, and it's like, oh, well, dang, I have to do this now. So I just wouldn't end up doing the content. But I've been slacking on content, which has shown in my sales, because even though I've still been selling pants, my sales ended up going down because I wasn't posting the jeans like that. And so content is how I make my money. Like when I post my pants consistently, I make sales. Yeah. And so I was just like, okay, like let me try and get back into the swing of that. But I feel like I'm still kind of fighting procrastination in a way, or not procrastination. I'm fighting this like perfectionist type of mentality, because I feel like each time I feel like I grow to a new level, I feel like, okay, I need to create on a new level, like create on a higher level. So I feel like the content I was doing before was cool, but now people have like this higher expectation from my brand, like because it's like, oh, this looks like it's a luxury brand. So I feel like my content should be like elevating as my page elevates. Yeah. And so it's like I just keep getting stuck between like, dang, I really like today I told y'all I wanted to take pictures, but then it was like I didn't even end up bringing the stuff I wanted to take pictures in, because I was like, this is not like, it's not gonna be how I want. Yeah. And so that's what I'm kind of battling right now. But I will say on the bright side, this is my last piece about the content. For my styling series, I wanted to partner with accessory brands, shoe brands, bag brands, and brands who sell like cool tops. Mm-hmm. I got 2 brands that are partnering with me who have some dope, a dope like purse, like bag brand, and like this shoe brand. They have the dopest heels. And so they're going to be sending me some stuff next week. And so for my styling series, it'll be like how I style my Jayo jeans. But it'll be like, oh, shoes from da-da-da-da, purse from da-da-da-da. And so that way I can like have like more variety of like things to show them and like point them to other brands. Like, oh, you can get this from here. You can get your top from here. But it still be centered around like my jeans. Right. And so that part is in motion. And so I'm just waiting for them to send stuff. And I even ordered things off of Amazon to just start on my own. That way I could have things to show the other brands I reach out to. So that's kind of where I'm at with the content goal. Okay.
So you're going to be clicking it up and throwing it in the bag.
Yeah. Right. Congrats on the 2
yeah,
brands.
for sure.
Thank
Congrats
you.
on that. That's hard.
So another goal I had was to post on YouTube once a week. So last month I did every month, but I missed 2 weeks. Mm-hmm. And then last month was March, February, I don't know. But I just started a chart, so that's why I know about Marches. Mm-hmm. But since I missed 2 weeks, I didn't reach my goal. Like I said, I really have no excuse. I'm just trying to learn how to be consistent over there. I don't know. I just be fighting my own brain, because my mind be like, before I edit, my mind will think I have to be in front of my phone for 5 hours. But then when I edit, it takes me like an hour or 30 minutes. Yeah. So it's really like fighting myself. Like, it's kind of like an eat the frog thing. Like, y'all ever heard that? Like, eat the frog?
I never heard that.
You never heard of it?
I heard about boiling the frog, but not eating it.
Eat the frog is like a book. And basically they say just do the hardest thing in the beginning. Basically, they say just do the hardest.
The frog is crazy.
It's a book. They say do the hardest thing at the beginning of the day. That way it's over with. Mm-hmm. And that's something I need to learn on my YouTube videos. So
I like that.
That's good. Speaking of content,
I'm gonna look in that book.
We all just brought up content. Well, I'm about to bring it up, but mine first quarter goal, one of them was to get into my content bag. And I feel like I've done good. I feel as though I've done good with it, but I need to do better with it. So that's with doing YouTube and posting on Instagram, not only posting on my main page, but creating a real system for Royalty Made It. And I just feel as though the reason, and this isn't an excuse, but the reason that I haven't got done with posting on Royalty Made It because I just really have to figure out like, what is it? Like
nurture?
Buckets.
Oh.
I have to create buckets on my page and figure out like, this is what you post on this day, this is what you post on that day, and that way you could just release the content once you batch it up. Mm-hmm. So that's what I need to do for Royalty Made It. But as far as my Instagram page overall or my personal, I feel like I've done really well just doing the creative edits and just making that a standard for my overall brand. And I low-key in a couple months, within these last couple of months, I've been able to revamp like the overall perspective of how people view my brand. So at first, with me not posting as much, it was like everybody would just only be asking me about the podcast. And that's fine. I love that. But at the same time, I do stuff outside of the podcast, which is graphics. And so now I've been able to shift people's mind to understand like, oh, you do graphics and you do the podcast. So it's like, it's not just one or the other. It's literally both that people are mentioning. So I like that with the content. And as far as YouTube, I'm now getting into making more cinematic vlogs. And yeah, so I literally started that right before Q1 ended. So I'm grateful for that.
Amen.
Yeah.
Yes. How many y'all got left? Because mine has 2.
I got 2 as well.
Okay, so we did 5. Okay. So my next one is I said that I wanted to finally start doing influencer marketing, and I said I wanted Jael to be seen everywhere that's exclusive. So that I feel like I did good at, kind of, sort of. This one is like a 50-50 goal, because I said I said if people see my brand, I either want them to see like my pants everywhere, or I want them to see my dresses on red carpets. And so we had a couple red carpet moments or whatever. Some slight. But I had Erica Campbell wear my stuff to the Grammys. Okay. And it was that dress was like called like one of the most iconic looks by Essence magazine. What was my other one? Kendra G, she wore my stuff to NAACP Image Awards. And then Queen Naja, she wore my stuff to the Women in Music Billboard Awards.
Yes. Big Queen.
Yes. And so I'll say from that point of view, it was cool. Oh, and then Wanda wore my pants to a Grammys event as well. The Jael jeans, she wore those to the Grammys event. I'll say I really only did one influencer marketing thing with the pants, which I'm kind of upset about. Like really upset about, like upset at myself. But I did have somebody wear the pants to a big New York Fashion Week show, and she said everybody loved them. So that was cool. But I just feel like, bruh, like you need to be getting these pants seen everywhere, and that's really just been something like I'm kind of like struggling with figuring out how I want to go about it. And so. Yeah, I would say that goal was like a 50-50. I feel like I did good with the red carpet stuff for sure. But I feel like I could have done way more. I should have at least had about like within 3 months, I feel like I should have at least had like 5 or 6 influencers wearing my pants. And so this upcoming quarter, the goal is to definitely do better. And yeah.
Okay.
Sure.
One of my last 2 goals. Well, I'll say one.
You want to mention them both?
I'll just say one. Should I say both?
Yeah, just so we could knock them
out. Okay, cool.
Oh, wait, so everyone's saying their last 2?
Yeah, we can do that.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh, well, then should I say my last one?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Okay, my last one was the one Trey laughed at when I said spend more time daydreaming.
No, I didn't laugh at that.
But essentially spending intentional time, envisioning like my future, my goals and things like that. I feel like starting off the quarter, I did do that a lot, but, and I would keep coming back to my vision board. So like I would look at my goals, literally just put my vision board in front of my bed, and I would just look at it, and I would just think about like what it's going to be like to achieve all these goals. But then like as the quarter started going on, like, and things just started feeling tougher, I started focusing more on like what my life looks like now, or like my circumstances, and it just started feeling really hard to look at the future. And that's actually how I've been feeling more of that within the past like few weeks, honestly. But I'm trying to get back into that. Like, I look at that as a way of holding on to hope, like holding on to faith, like still believing that this is where I'm going to get to. Mm-hmm. And so I'm trying to get back into that. But that was like, I started the year off strong with that, like really being intentional about like just sitting there thinking about like, yeah, my dreams and my goals and like envisioning what that's going to be like. But I definitely kind of fell off with it as stuff got hard.
For sure.
Okay.
That's good.
I'll say, okay, so my last 2 goals is waking up earlier to spend time with God, and also, oh wait. 1, 2,
that was it?
3. Yeah, waking up earlier to spend time with God. Oh, and read 3 books. That's the other one.
Did you read 3 books?
I did not.
We didn't read no books. Like,
I read book club been dead since.
I read like once a week, but I didn't finish.
I read 1 book that I did not finish.
Yeah, same.
You know. Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say, yeah, same for me. I'm starting to read Richest Man in Babylon again. And
I'm about to start too.
It's so good. I read it once. This is going to be my second time.
Let's read it together. I'm about to start.
Yeah, let's do it. It's an amazing book. So I said I was going to read 3 books. I didn't even finish the 1 book I read. Ambitious goal. Definitely set an ambitious goal right there. But yeah. And then my other goal, waking up earlier to spend time with God. I wouldn't say I did it earlier in the day, but I have been more intentional talking to him throughout my day.
Mm-hmm. I like that.
I used to get in the habit of like just talking to him like in the mornings and at nights, but now I'm like, okay, praying while I'm driving, talking to him while I'm grocery shopping, talking to him while I'm doing other stuff, you know? So
it's not at specific times.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, throughout the day.
So it hasn't been earlier, because honestly, the goal itself, waking up early, needs to be a goal by itself. But I have been talking to him more throughout my day, so yeah.
Okay,
like that.
That's good. I combined 2 of them when I had listened back to the episode, but it was to hire and like, build systems, and then, staying focused on the vision. So like that's one as a whole. But with hiring and stuff like that, I really feel like the main thing that's going to set me free is getting that foundation in order, like getting those finances in order and stuff like that. But it's also what we talked about. Just having in your mind, like, okay, once I get this done, then I'll do this. Like, and that's been my main problem, is like learning how to move quicker on things and like setting a time period and time block of like, this is when you need to get this done by. So that way this can flow and get that done, So yeah, that, I feel as though building the systems and hiring people, all of that stuff, that's gonna get done as I stay more focused on the vision. And honestly, I went through a time period in the first quarter where I wasn't motivated to hear like I didn't want to hear any entrepreneur tips or like other stuff like that. I just wanted to like watch entertainment videos and stuff. And
that's how
I wasn't really
now.
interested in hearing like, I wasn't interested in hearing like entrepreneurship tips or how to make $100,000. Like I wasn't interested in that until recently. Like now I'm back into listening to how to excel your business and stuff like that. I'm just now getting back to that point. So that was the one thing. And then the one thing for growing pains, because y'all don't really be paying attention to it.
I have one more.
I still have that one. I didn't say that one.
We said to say all of them to finish.
You said the last 2 of ours. You did not say.
Yeah, your growing pains one too. Growing pains is a part of you. But what you call it? So for growing pains, I had being more intentional about planning and working with with our community. And so planning, we're just now getting back into doing, like focusing on growing pains. This first quarter with like, Zella having a baby, all that stuff. We all been like in our own roads.
We would like forget this podcast.
We ain't say that. Things were still going, but we didn't have any like planning of like, all right, when we come back, we're going to do this, we're going to do that. But we did do that prior to shooting our most recent episodes, this one episode that you're watching. And then, as far as working with with like our community is to, I feel as though we've done it. Like we've been meeting up with the people that we hang around. They became our friends. And then also, aside from just us, hanging out with them, we ask them intentional questions like, okay, what do y'all think we can do in order to improve this podcast? That way we're not just doing the same thing and we can grow our audience. And we got some good feedback. So I feel like we've done that with our community. But as far as planning, definitely got to get better with it.
Yeah. And my last growing Growing Pain's goal, well, my Growing Pain's goal was to get shirts on more people. And we definitely did not do that. We're still in the process of even dropping.
That's why I said don't mention it. I said that in that episode. I was like, we should not mention that.
Bruh. I have no excuses towards that either.
Yeah, for sure.
Y'all funny. My Growing Pains goals were, I said I could say sponsorships, but I was like, that wasn't really a goal. We didn't get no sponsorships though. We didn't try.
I mean, they see it. There ain't nothing being promoted.
Look, these episodes are sponsored by Wise Label, Jael, and Royalty Faded. Anyways, so Legendary Camp, that's the name. Yeah, Legendary Camp.
Go get y'all that course. Y'all be asking us about what mic we using, what camera we using. We don't know. We just sit down and record.
Exactly.
Okay.
Y'all need to go join Legendary
It's the producer.
Camp.
He be putting everything together. That's
Exactly.
Legendary Camp, and you will be taught by a legendary man.
Exactly.
Go
At this
tune
point, we need to start putting our logos in the video. Like that's who these episodes is sponsored.
Nah, for real.
But and I said I wanted to focus on growing our community, so we have been doing a good job at that, but I don't feel like growing it numbers wise, but growing the connection with the community that we have. So yeah, but there was something that you said that I wanted to add on real quick. The whole thing how you said about doing things quicker. That is a big thing that's been on my mind lately too, because I've been saying like I want to shorten my learning curve, like quicken the process or the time that it takes me to go from, okay, this is my problem, and then like how long it takes me to go through that process and be on the other side. Exactly. And I feel like it takes me too long. Like I feel like some of the problems that I even said I had at the beginning of Q1, I feel like those should have been taken care of in Q1. Like I shouldn't still be struggling with those things going into Q2. And so that was one thing you said. And then the other thing, not interested in hearing about entrepreneurship. I'll say that's how I've been feeling lately, like the past like week or so. Because I've been like fighting like sadness so hard. And so I've just been like not wanting to hear nothing productive. Yeah, but not saying I'm not being productive.
Yeah, I'm being productive. I just don't want to hear it.
Yeah, it's like I don't want to hear like nothing about that. And so I've been using like my Netflix and stuff as just a way for me to like.
I was watching a lot of documentaries, Wendy Williams, Janet Jackson, Quiet on Set. I was watching all of that. And then I recently just got back into like the motivation and stuff. Like one thing that turned me up was Zell's interview, like when he was showing like just what he'd been through and stuff. And that's when I was like, okay, like I need to, turn it back up, get back on track.
That's real.
So that's life. That's the update.
Well,
we're going to come with Q2 goals, and we will meet those goals because we need to be more. I say we need to be more intentional about the goals. Like, do you think like sometimes we be a little over too ambitious?
I know.
No,
I do like, sometimes.
I feel like we didn't set like too high goals. I feel like they're pretty good goals. Like
for the most part, but sure. I know I definitely have a habit of like being.
I'd be like, make $1 million tomorrow. Right now.
So I'll say my goals for the year will be set to be very ambitious, but when I break them down into quarterly goals, it'd be stuff that's like still challenging, but I feel like attainable to some degree.
Yeah.
For sure.
So I'm gonna write that out tonight. I wrote out my Q2 goals, but I feel like it was just like me just jotting down a bunch of different stuff. Yeah. I'm gonna like make it clear tonight though.
For sure. Okay. I would definitely want to get some of the stuff that I said like was supposed to be done in Q1, like the taxes and stuff. I really want to do like a hard get that done now.
Let's
like ASAP for this quarter.
Yeah. We could do that this week.
Yeah, for sure.
This week.
I'm being intentional about
the week is almost over.
I mean it's Wednesday. So
it's like Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
Week over. Sunday is church.
This is Growing Pains week at this point. We about to do an extra day for a round table. So we'll do an extra day. We'll do an extra day for what's it called? I'm not gonna say that on camera. Okay, but anyways.
What is the point? What you trying to get out?
We can do an extra day for taxes though.
Yeah, for sure.
if we do, I guess either we could do Thursday since we record tomorrow, or we could do Friday.
Let's do more like Friday, Saturday.
We'll see, because I have to look at what I got planned as well.
This is Growing Painz week.
Thursday, we got to shoot, but we could talk about this after.
Yeah.
Let's end the episode. Let them know where they can find us. Oh, make it make sense. Yeah. Let's do it quick though.
Yeah, because we are.
Okay, which question?
So the question we can do is
purpose. The first one.
No, let's do relationships.
Relationships.
Okay. It says. Okay, my last relationship was 4 years and it ended with me cheating on my girlfriend. I'm sorry, while I'm reading it like that's spaced out. It says, my last relationship was 4 years and it ended with me cheating on my girlfriend. I'm ready to get in another relationship, but my question is, do I need to tell my next potential girlfriend that I cheated before if I feel like I would never cheat on someone again?
Yes.
I don't know.
If she don't ask, what you telling her for? Come on.
Because to be transparent.
So,
but she didn't ask for that.
I mean, if it comes up in conversation, I feel like it's definitely something.
Okay, there we go. So,
yeah, but you're not going to just be like, oh, I cheated in my life. Like, if y'all, you know, eventually they're going to get in a conversation where it's like, well, you're past, or, you know, it's something that needs to be said. Because if you're hiding something and I find out on my own, I'm going to be pissed.
Yeah.
You'll be all right.
Nah, I agree.
Pissed.
I don't think it needs to be
it's
brought
like,
up
in
the I don't think it needs to be brought up in the beginning of the relationship, also, or the beginning, like of the talking or dating stages, because you don't want it to be like a smudge on your character if you really feel like that's not who I am, like that was a one-time mistake. Mm-hmm. But I think it should be brought up at some point, like later in the
eventually,
yeah, like later in the relationship when y'all get to deeper topics. But I had seen, I've been watching like Hardly Initiated here and there, and they brought this one girl on there, and I've had friends mention this too, but they were like, with girls, we typically offer up too much information, like in the beginning, like,
oh yeah, for sure.
Oh, I stopped dating this guy because he slapped my dog, and just saying all this stuff, like offering so much information when you don't need to do that, because now it shows like someone what they may be able to get away with, or they may see like, oh, or they may even think, oh, you're okay with this type of treatment, like this is what you allowed in your last relationship. And so I think you don't have to offer on both ends, like the guy or the girl, you don't have to offer
everything up front.
Yeah, I think that just focus on getting to know each other, allow them to get to see your character, because if they get to know you and they see like, oh, this person seems like a loyal person or a stand-up type of person, like, and then when you tell them, oh, I did this in my past, my relationship was 4 years ago, then I feel like they'll be like, oh, okay.
Yeah,
like, sure. I understand, opposed to like you just saying that right off the jump, they may be like, oh, well, are you still
like
that way?
Flag. I feel as though your character has to show. So, you know, the more evidence that you prove that you're able to be more faithful moving forward, then you ain't got nothing to worry about. And organically, that's going to come out transparent. Like, that's going to come out organically in a moment in time when y'all having conversations. So
I agree.
Yeah.
Yes, but this
tell that woman.
Have y'all ever cheated before?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Nah, I cheated emotionally, not like physically or not like sexually or whatever, but liking someone else while I was like in a relationship. But I had told my boyfriend at the time, I told him like I had been telling him I didn't want to be with him. And then I told him when I liked somebody else, but yeah.
He said, and I wish I never met her at all.
All right, let's wrap this down up.
No. Okay, let them know where they can find us.
You have to ask the question so I can say it.
Let them know where they can find y'all.
Okay, follow us on Instagram, Growing Painz Podcast or Growing Painz Pod. Which one is it?
It's Pod.
Okay, Growing Painz Pod. And TikTok, Growing Painz Podcast. And make sure y'all are streaming on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. Make sure y'all are subscribed. What should they comment?
What should they comment?
What did we talk about?
A word? Should they
comment quarter one.
Yeah, I was gonna say quarter one or goals.
And write down, some things you have on your quarter one.
Yeah.
What
We
you
need to
did
go
get
look
done.
at the comments from the
Also-
last episode to see who commented their goals.
Yeah, and let us know if y'all reached y'all quarter one goals. But yeah, comment quarter one. And y'all can follow me, Yanni Bradshaw, and my Christian streetwear brand, Wise Label.
Yeah. And you could follow me at Royal Travion and my creative agency with all of the great graphics. Royalty made it. Let's get it.
And y'all can follow me at I am Jada Ellis, and my brand page is at Jael Official. Also, though, if you are interested, I don't know when this is coming out, but we're looking for a guest host. So if you're interested,
It's not permanent.
yeah, it's like a once a month thing that we'll try out for a little bit, but it's not for you to be on like every single episode. If you watch Social Proof Podcast, they used to do like exactly.
Monthly.
Yeah, they used to have Neo on once a month as like a guest host. And so it's just something like that, but we looking for somebody that's like real cool or whatever that vibe with us.
Sure.
So if you're in Atlanta, or if you want to pull a Yanni and drive here from another state once a month to record these episodes or whatever, you could do that.
DM
too.
that hoe. Yeah.
And also, y'all have to be a business owner as well.
Yes, you have to be a business owner.
Have to be consistent.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Got some motion
definitely.
going for yourself.
Yeah, consistent on social media. Right, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, consistent on social media, be a business owner. And yeah, we just got to be able to vibe with you. But we'll figure it out. Or not figure out, we'll talk to you about that.
We'll figure out that hoe. All right, we out. Let's get
Bye,
it.
y'all.
Bye.
Yeah.